We have returned to our new home. A fantastic new thing is about to begin. None of us have anything to gain from life. For my family, all of you, and all of my friends, we can only do our best. I'll always try my hardest. Running the well-known YouTube channel, Deer Meat for Dinner, Robert Arrington is well known for his love of the great outdoors, fishing, and preparing wild wildlife. Because he posts content that is suitable for the entire family, Robert has a sizable fan base. However, many admirers have recently been curious about what became to the man who once seemed so vibrant. Many people were surprised by the course that Robert's life took. He experienced a serious health crisis and ran afoul of the law. Join us as we uncover the truth about Robert Arrington's fate. Hey, joyful folks! What's going on? Welcome to camp, everyone. The chapel will be constructed here. You might recognize Slav from down the Hatch Pond Inlet. We have this Bovo, our man. I'll give you a quick tour of the camp. On and off the show, Robert has experienced many horrible things, but his stroke in April 2025 was the hardest. According to a post by his wife Sarah, the most bizarre incident occurred while she and Robert were inspecting their new house. Robert was preparing a gaming camera when he abruptly stopped speaking, stammered, and was obviously perplexed. Sarah saw immediately that something was off. When she asked him, he informed her he wasn't okay, and she didn't wait around. She believed he was having a stroke, so she hurried him to the nearest fire station. From there, they rushed him directly to a trauma hospital. Physicians verified what Sarah suspected. Robert suffered a hemorrhaging stroke. He was still able to move, but his speech was difficult. Even simple phrases and complete sentences were difficult for him to speak. In place of, "Watch," he said, "Chomp." People were speaking to him, but he found it difficult to express what they were thinking. Sarah claimed that she felt awful for Robert, since he appeared depressed in the hospital. Due to an accident involving their daughter Arya, and now Robert, their weekend got off to a rough start. Sarah hoped the physicians could determine what had happened to Robert, but she didn't tell Arya what had transpired. But that was not the first stroke he had experienced. Robert nearly died in 2023 from 2 strokes that happened quite close to one another. While hunting alligators on the show, he reportedly lost his hold, just as he used to. The battle was difficult, and he quickly began to feel unwell. He dropped his fishing rod and started to stumble, according to those who were with him at the time. His features transformed and his speech became difficult to understand. Robert requested to be rushed to the hospital, since he realized right away that something was amiss. He became concerned as his condition worsened on the route to the emergency department. His speech deteriorated during the ride. When the medical personnel arrived, they wasted no time. He was hurried directly to the CT scan room because he wasn't checked in like the others. The test revealed a tiny amount of blood in his head. He suffered a stroke. He had actually had 2 different kinds, according to additional examinations. One of the strokes caused bleeding in the front of his brain, and the other caused insufficient air in the rear of his brain. The physicians then went to work. In order to keep him under constant observation, they placed him in the special care unit and gave him the appropriate medications to halt the seizures. He started to heal in the weeks that followed. He had to regain his ability to walk, speak, and use his hands. Throughout it all, his wife was by his side. She updated her admirers on social media, thanking everyone who prayed. One of the things she was most grateful for, she remarked, was being near home. If it had occurred in a rural location, or when they were traveling, things could have gone a lot worse. In addition to the strokes, Robert experienced a life-altering event in November 2016. He was operating his truck a while back when he abruptly lost control and overturned it. He suffered severe injuries in the collision, such as a fractured spine and a shattered neck. He had to be taken to the hospital for emergency care after being struck so severely that he went into a coma. His condition in the hospital was dire, and it wasn't immediately apparent that he would survive. Robert spent some time in a coma. His road to recovery would be a long and agonizing one when he eventually woke up. For months, he needed to practice daily and attend physical therapy in order to recover. With the support of his wife, children, and friends, Robert gradually recovered. He worked hard and focused on the task at hand, displaying the same motivation that helped his YouTube program become well known. Over time, Robert recovered and resumed his favorite activities. Since the accident, his perspective on life has undoubtedly changed. He now cherishes each moment and doesn't take anything for granted. Robert has also discussed the dangers of texting and driving by drawing on his personal experience. He always reminds his fans to drive carefully and attentively. However, Robert experienced yet another catastrophe in 2021, just when we believed he would be all right. He accompanied former Governor Ralph Torres to Pagan Island in the Northern Mariana Islands. During the visit, spar deer were released into the wild. After being captured on camera, the moment was posted to Robert's channel. This may not seem like much, but Robert nearly ran afoul of the law for it. The problem was that allowing animals to roam freely was illegal in the Northern Mariana Islands. Allowing deer that were raised as pets or on farms to walk freely in the forests without authorization is illegal. According to the legislation, intentionally allowing caged animals to roam free can result in a $1,000 punishment for each deer. Additionally, a person who previously held a permit to maintain animals in captivity and then intentionally released those creatures into the wild will not be eligible to renew or obtain a new permit. The purpose of the regulation is to save native flora and fauna, particularly on islands like Pagan that are home to endangered species. This can sound harsh. In the video he uploaded, Robert claimed that Torres was the source of the concept. He claimed that the governor called him while he was still in the United States to solicit his opinion on allowing the deer to roam freely on Pagan Island because their old house had been wrecked by a hurricane. Unfortunately, Torres was the target of a court proceeding that used the tape as evidence. The investigators filed 37 further allegations against him in May 2023. Some of these were misusing their position of authority by permitting unlawful activities, such as the release of the deer. Robert was not charged or accused of breaking the law, but the former governor continued to defend himself in court. However, because the incident was captured on camera and circulated online, his name was frequently mentioned during the investigation. Now that we've covered all of Robert's negative experiences, let's return to the beginning. Florida is where Robert Arrington was born and reared. Being outside has always been a favorite of his. He frequently went hunting, fishing, and free diving as a kid. For him, these pursuits became a way of life over time. He got the notion to post about their outdoor lifestyle online one fateful day while preparing deer meat in their home. He noticed that the domain name deermeatfordinner.com was for sale for $9.99 when he checked to see if it was free. With his wife's assistance, the website was purchased, and they began sharing footage of their travels for cooking, fishing, and shooting. His channel immediately gained popularity because he keeps things simple. He is now regarded as one of the most reliable sources for outdoor content because of this. It's crucial to remember that Robert and Sarah are still wed, and that they have 2 kids, Emma and Arya. The parents instruct their children at home and frequently spend time with them, learning, exploring, and documenting their activities. This station is quite popular since it features real-life adventures. He suffered a stroke in April, and is still recovering as of May 2025. Though the healing process has been gradual, there are indications that he is improving, such as speaking in short words, walking with assistance, and making little movements. Through social media updates about the positive and negative events in their lives, his wife has kept fans informed. She has also expressed their gratitude to their supporters for their prayers and love. They have remained positive thanks to the Dear Meet for Dinner organization, and they continue to receive supportive comments from admirers.